This article has tried to saturate you with the idea of success coordinating with its necessary elements and has thus endeavored to swing your whole being into the mighty belief that large success is also for you. The following are the laws of magnetic actions. First law, relation of power to tone. The effectiveness of magnetism in action depends upon harmony of tone between its possessor and any other person, and in securing such tone harmony on any magnetic plane, in any particular psychic state, at any given time, psychic and physical magnetism mutually cooperate. Second law, magnetic intention. The magnetic intention intensifies otherwise unconscious magnetism, and runs through all the mass of general etheric vibrations like a theme in complicated music, imparting to them unity, character, intelligence, and definite and enormous effectiveness in practical employment. Third law, influence of purpose. In the employment of magnetism, long-run purpose establishes etheric character, and specialized purpose confirms that character if it concentrates the general purpose but confuses that character, perhaps destroys it, if it antagonizes the general purpose. Fourth law, force of the ideal. The idealism of motive determines the character of etheric vibrations, and idealism of magnetic activities determines the quality of magnetism achieved. Fifth law, sway of other interest. The general sway of other interest in life, and the particular influence of other interest on special occasions, impart to uses of magnetism enormous effectiveness, and not least in relation to self. Sixth law, reaction of admiration. The consciousness of admiration for others, recognized by them, reacts with tremendous power to stimulate magnetic action. Seventh law, measure of the intake. In the magnetic life, intake of power is correctly measured by the output of power, inversely in waste, directly in intelligent expenditure. Eighth law, adjustment. Magnetic effectiveness is proportion to accuracy and fullness of adjustment, to things, to laws, to forces, to times, to situations, to qualities, to facts, to truths, to persons, and only studied experience can discover and establish such adjustment. Ninth law, the magnetism of identity. The magnetic value of adjustment expresses the force and completeness with which the individual can identify himself with another person, suggesting oneness through attitude, gesture, act, eye, tone, language, and telepathic sympathy. Tenth law, the use of reactions. Magnetic skill exhibits in the manner in which beneficial reactions are received and utilized. Negative or indifferent reactions are ostensibly ignored, yet constituted stimulation for further persistent magnetic action, and hostile reactions are refused, without ostentation, but with determination to win out through better adjustment and increased magnetic endeavor. 11th law, magnetic attack. Magnetic success demands the direct attack when etheric harmony of tone is assured, but the indirect method otherwise, that is, such attack methods as will secure that harmony. 12th law, the conquest of antagonism. Magnetism ostensibly ignored, and refrains from, exciting antagonism, but, when antagonism is evident, rejects it and proceeds on the indirect attack, or openly accepts it and adopts the direct or the indirect method as the one or the other promises speediest and most perfect harmony of tone. 13th law, mortal antipathies. Success magnetism conquers the influence of deep-seated natural antipathies only by avoiding their causes. 14th law, readjustment. The etheric life is an unceasing reaction, and magnetism, therefore, demonstrates itself by squaring with every issue and making of every change and every defeat a new opportunity. 15th law, control of output. It is important to know when to open the circuit, that is, to cut off the current of magnetic force, as it is to know when to close the circuit to pour forth magnetic influences. 16th law, concession. Concession becomes magnetic in its timeliness. If premature or belated, it defeats magnetism. 17th law, harmonic conditions. Magnetism enhances through the beauty of personal surroundings, in cleanliness, order, adornment, art, literature, music, and the like. 18th law, sovereignty of will, is the director of native and unconscious magnetism and the creator and director of developed magnetism. The power of will is indispensable to magnetic power. 19th law, energy in magnetic action. The projection of magnetic influence proportions to inner, conscious intensity of psychic and nervous states. Exploding powder in the gun calls for the man behind the weapon, and the soul within the man, and powerful vibrations within the soul's arena, and magnetic intention within the vibrations, and psychic energy within the intention. 20th law, self-control. Magnetic power becomes effective precisely as mastery of self, in restraint and in handling, approaches perfection. 21st law, magnetic handling of self. The attitude of magnetism, the magnetic intention, and psychic pose, I stand positively magnetic toward this person or this situation, constantly maintained, ultimately instructs in all the arts of magnetic self-handling through the law of autosuggestion, and realizes in the practical form its own ideals. 22nd law, the magnetic mask. The mask of magnetism achieves effectiveness when it covers personal states and purposes in a manner positively to attract, and in that manner alone. 23rd law, magnetic consciousness. Intense magnetic consciousness without thought concerning it secures, by its uplifting and stimulating influence, the greatest exaltation of personal powers when employed. 24th law, magnetic faith. Deep and vital faith in the certainty of magnetic success renders all latent and developed magnetism dynamic if that faith is thrown into action. 25th law, the demand in use. In the application of magnetism to any task, intense, persistent demand upon the universal forces swings them directly into the effort. 26th law, the affirmation in use. When, in the application of magnetism, one affirms, mentally, intensely, persistently, I am receiving and exerting power, he unconsciously calls to aid all the success elements and makes himself a center toward which the universal forces inevitably gravitate. 27th law, the magnetic telescope. The magnetic attitudes, faith, demand, and affirmation, constitute a magnetic telescope through which the distant goal of success is magnified and all nearer obstacles, lures and irritating conditions are closed out of view. 28th law, magnetic accumulations. Magnetism, through correct application to life, not only develops in the individual, but accumulates in his environment, and reacts beneficially without direct personal supervision. 29th law, the personal atmosphere. The personal atmosphere exactly reflects the inner self, and it furnishes a perfect field for magnetic effectiveness only when the self and the body are clean and buoyantly healthy. 30th law, subordination of physical magnetism. In the subordination of physical to psychic magnetism, each finds its greatest effectiveness according to the relative development of both orders. 31st law, the fixed idea. Long-continued association with some fixed, great and attractive idea sets into operation certain deep, subconscious operations of the soul, which, for a time unrecognized and unmanifest in life, gradually and surely coordinate all individual powers thereto, induce a working of the whole system in harmony therewith, and finally emerge in the objective life and consciousness as a unified, actual dynamic force. The idea has swung the individual, has transformed him, has harmonized and intensified his faculties and his personal ether, has come to sovereignty in his personal atmosphere, and from there exerts a dynamic force upon other people and life's conditions. Thanks for watching.